Have you ever wanted to bring your Revit model to life with a smooth animation walkthrough? In this video, I'll show you how to create professional animation in Autodesk Revit using the camera and walkthrough tools, whether you're presenting a building design to clients or creating stunning visualization for your portfolio. This step-by-step tutorial will help you master Revit animation quickly. Having said that, let's get started. Alright, to begin with walkthrough, first off, you have to be sure you are on ground floor plan, alright? You can also be on the site plan, so move to the project browser, and here is the ground floor plan. But before we open a ground floor plan, let's be sure what we have on this particular project. So I'm just going to go to south elevation. Now here you can see that for ground floor plans, I have foundation, which is before the staircase, and then the landing on the DPC is called level 1. Because you are going to be holding a camera in the hand and it takes some offset into the space in terms of height, I would like to be on the foundation level. Alright, so by the time you're holding the camera, just imagine that it's going to be above all here and it's going to be somewhere here. So I'm just going to go to foundation. In this case, I'm just going to scroll up, and here is the foundation, so I double click on that. This is what it looks like. And to begin, I'm just going to go to the 3D default icon, click on the arrow there. Here you see walkthrough, so I pick that. Now you can see that the camera is activated. So here you're going to see is on the perspective. If you uncheck this, it will no longer be on the perspective. For the scale, we have it as 1:100 by default, and then for the offset, like I said before, this is 1750 millimeters high. All right, this is the offset. Imagine holding a camera in your hand. The offset from the ground plane to where the camera is positioned is this. All right, on the foundation level. You can actually toggle between levels from this point, but we're going to leave it standing on the foundation, and I'm going to place the first from this point facing the building. So I'm just going to make the second click here, then I turn to this direction and make the third click, and then another. Let's just take a tour around the building. So I click again, then click, then I turn again. Just keep going. Now at this point I turn again, and then I walk into the building. So here I'm just going to enter here into the sitting room, maybe turn around it, then I walk into this place. Then at this point I terminate it here. So once you're done, you don't need to just hit escape key to get out of the command. Here we have finish walkthrough, so just click on the finish walkthrough. You're going to see the frames of what you've done. But to continue, because you're not done yet, click on the edit walkthrough feature that's activated here. Once you click on it, more features of this walkthrough you've done will open up for you. For example, you could see the red dotted lines which represent the key frames. All right, here we have the active camera. If I drop this down, you're going to see active camera parts, add keyframes or remove keyframes. All right, so you can control the activities of this walkthrough right here. Now I'm just going to go out of this. Then right here under frame, you'll see 300 of 300. So we have 300 frames in this activity that I've just performed right now. I'm going to show you also that the camera is still positioned at the very last frame. All right, so to begin with our walkthrough, we're first of all going to open the walkthrough view to see what we've done. And to do that, I'm just going to go to project browser. Just under renderings, you're going to see walkthroughs, and then click on the plus there. You're going to see by default Revit will name it as walkthrough 1. If I'm to carry out another walkthrough activities, it's going to name it walkthrough 2 as well. So I'm just going to double click on this walkthrough 1. Now the view opens up, still on the last keyframe, all right? I'm just going to click on Edit Walkthrough for the dialog box to be activated. So once you click on this, so here you see previous keyframe, you see previous frame, next keyframe, play, and open walkthrough, reset camera. So with these tools, we are going to be working on this in order to get the best output. So in this case, I'm going to go back to the first keyframes. Of course, here we have 300 of 300. So if I wipe this away and type in 1, it's going to take us back to the first keyframe. All right, so I'm going to adjust this as well. All right, now just to see what we've done, I'm just going to play this. So click on the play button. So you could see what the camera captured. All right, I'm just intentional about this so you can see the necessary adjustments we need to make in order to have the best output for this walkthrough. It's just the trees we are seeing on the view. So, and I'm going to stop this by hitting escape. Revit would say, are you sure you wish to stop this operation? Yes. So now I go back to foundation, that's to the floor plan. Now you could see from where the camera is, which is the first keyframe, you could see the view range, all right, on the building, and you could see the direction of the camera right here. So your job now is to start changing the view of the camera. What is the camera focused at every keyframe? So at this point now, it's focusing on this direction. So I'm just going to turn this to start facing the building. Once I've done that, I move to the next keyframe. The camera is now here, so you could see the direction is facing, all right, and maybe I will just adjust it a bit, and then I move to the next keyframe and it's facing this direction. That's why we are watching these trees instead of watching the building. And I'm going to turn this to view the building. I'll rather turn it to be seeing the building. Then I move to the next, and of course it's still facing this direction. So just turn the camera to the buildings because that's what you really want to show your client. Then I move to the next. All of the cameras should be facing the building at every point. Next keyframe, also turn that to face the building. Next, you have to face here. In fact, it all depends on what you want to display. So this should face this direction though. Then I move to the next one, and then the next one is taking us inside the building, so it should be facing the door. Then I move to the next. All right, so now I'm heading towards the dining. So here at this point I like to face the staircase. Then I move up next, and this is where we end it. All right, so with all of this, if I go back to the work view and then return this back to the first keyframe, either you use this or you use previous keyframes, and once you continuously click on it, it's taking you back to the first keyframes. It will just be skipping until it gets to the first keyframe. All right, and I'm going to expand this a bit. And there's something I also want to let you understand, that once you have these blue lines highlighted, once you click outside, a prompt will come out. Do you want to quit editing walkthrough? All right. If you say yes, that means you've quitted the editing. That doesn't mean everything about the walkthrough has ended. If you want to go back to editing, you go edit walkthrough. All right. Now you can switch from one view to another as far as the walkthrough setting is concerned. For instance, I will click on the foundation to bring me back to this floor view. All right. Now if I click outside as well, the keyframes will disappear. To have it activated once again, all you have to do is to click on the walkthrough view. When you select this crop view right now, it will activate the keyframes once again on the other view. As you can see, it has activated it once again. Now I want to put all of these views on a tile mode. All right, so I'm just going to select this as my active view, and then I move to view tile views. So once I click there, make this the active view, all you have to do is to click inside here, and this becomes the active view right now. And I'm also going to zoom. You could see the position of the camera at this point. All right, meanwhile here, this is where the camera, the point where the camera is, but look at the height where the camera is placed. All right, also, before I do what I want to do, I'm also going to position this very well by clicking on it and making it the active view. So this is where we are. Now I'm just going to click on edit walkthrough once again. So let's start doing some setup that you couldn't have done if you are not on this mode. So right here, I have this camera placed here and I have all these keyframes. Now let's bring it here by clicking here and making this the active view. This is where the camera is, and this is the target of the camera. Now I want to bring the camera down so that whoever is viewing this can view from down. All right, and you're going to see the update right on the walkthrough view. Then I move to the next keyframe by clicking here. So you could see the camera has moved. All right, okay, the target is right here. We can decide to bring it down or raise it up depending. So I touch it a bit and you're also going to see the effect there. But however, I think I'm okay with the way it is right here. We move to the next keyframe as well. So I'm just going to also adjust the camera a bit by adjusting the target upward a bit, so you can see the update there. So I move to the next keyframe. So you just keep moving to different keyframes and adjusting the target, and then you will see it update right here on your walkthrough view. And at this point, I'm just going to click on this walkthrough view in order to make it my active walkthrough. And then I go back to view, place this on a tab view once again. So I'm going to go back to this once. I'm going to select this once again. I open this wider, click on edit walkthrough. Here I'm just going to go back to the first keyframe. If you're satisfied with what you've got, we'll turn the shadows on the same way you do when you're trying to render a project. So right here under properties, we have graphic display. Click on graphic display. You can click on the smooth lines with anti-aliasing. Then you can also turn shadows on. All right, you can also cast shadows and show ambient shadows. Apply it, then click on OK. So this is what we've got. However, the shadows can also be regulated from this point. All right, here you can turn it on and off, but right now it's on. So once you're satisfied with that, you can go ahead and export it. So I go to File, then move to Export. Then here there's a tiny arrow here. You continue with the arrow, click there. Then from Images and Animations, here is Walkthrough. Click on that. Now this dialog box pops up. So here we are going to see output length, all frames. All right. Then we also have frame range. We also have frame per second. We have it as 15 frames per second. But then again, I'm going to close this out just to show you something. If I click on the crop view here just to edit this, then I click on edit walkthrough. Here, if you want to increase the length of your walkthrough, you can just click here and a dialog box will come up. You can increase the length to 600. All right, so it becomes 300 frames of 600. Under here, you see uniform speed is checked. You want a particular keyframe to move faster than others. All you just have to do is to uncheck this box. Then here at that particular keyframe, you can just click here and change the speed, maybe to 2.0 or 3 or 4 as the case may be. All right. But in our case here, I'm just going to leave it at uniform speed. And then we have 15 frames per second, all right? And once everything is in order, click on apply and say okay. And then it's time to export it. To do that, we go to file, and then here you see export. Then there's an arrow here, you continue. Then images and animations. So go to walkthrough here. Then we have this dialog box. So for output length, we have all frames. We want all the frames to be exported. And then here we have frames per second, 15 frames per second. You can change it depending on what you want, all right? So here for visual style, we have it as hidden lines, all right? Then you can change it. We have different options here. We have shaded, wireframe. We have shaded with edges, consistent colors, realistic with edges, then rendering, all right, which is the highest one. Then for you to put this under rendering, that means you must have trusted your laptop or your desktop to handle the magnitude of MB that is involved in what you're doing. So here I'm just going to leave it as hidden lines. Hidden lines makes it lighter and easy to export. So for dimensions, here we have these dimensions. Zoom to 100% of actual size. You can actually reduce the zoom to maybe 50%, but I'm going to leave it as 100%. Then click on include time and date stamp. I am not interested in that. Then here I'm going to say okay. You can just call this WALK through 001. Then we have AVI files. Let's check if there is MP4. So there's no MP4 here, so we're going to export it as AVI files. Then click on save. So the exportation begins. And once you see this dialog box, drop this down and compress the video. Choose Microsoft Video 1, all right, and click on OK. Once it's done, it will look like this. Now, if you've learned anything new in this video, consider subscribing to this channel for more Revit tips like this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.